Holy shit, I went small again for this review. Hold on a second. Okay. That was pretty scary down there.
You go low, I'll go high.
I have wings. Why would I go low?
We're gonna die. I don't wanna die. We didn't die!
Hey, what'd I miss?
We were just tiny.
So, Antman and the Wasp is once again directed by Peyton Reed, who directed the first Ant-Man movie. And this is kind of like the 21st movie out of MCU. I'm not even sure. I have to like count the movies up to make sure, but if I did it wrong, put it right there. And stars Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, the old cast returning, and also we got some new cast as well. Antman and the Wasp is basically about after the events of Captain America Civil War, Scott Lang is now on house arrest because the FBI discovered that he went to Germany, he did some pretty illegal stuff, so of course he's on house arrest and he can't get out of the house until he falls into this adventure that I'm not going to spoil because it's a big plot point that I really don't want to spoil, but it makes him join Hank Pym and also the Wasp, played by Evangeline Lilly, on this adventure to stop the new villain, the Ghost. Now, I was pretty excited for Antman and the Wasp. So far this year, the MCU movies have been great. We get Black Panther. I really enjoyed that movie. That movie was a lot of fun. We also get probably one of the best MCU movies ever, Avengers Infinity War. I really love that film. The whole film from start to finish. I watched this film so many times, and I was literally thinking to myself, this film was freaking awesome, and it has one of the best endings of the year. It's probably one of the most shocking endings too, and I'm still not going to spoil Avengers Infinity War because I want you guys to watch it and experience it yourself because that movie was the new Dark Knight of Marvel films. I'm not even joking. So Ant-Man was, I was very excited. I'm really excited what Ant-Man is doing while the events of Infinity War is happening. I really want to see what's happening with this film. And I really loved the first Ant-Man movie. That movie was a lot of fun. It really surprised me. I was literally not really excited for Ant-Man, but literally, I was surprised. It was a pretty underrated Marvel film. It's a lot of fun. So I'm hoping that Ant-Man and the Wasp does improve more from the first movie. Unfortunately, let's rank these three movies. We got Avengers Infinity War. Great movie. My favorite Marvel film of this year. Number 2, Black Panther. Great movie, a lot of fun. But it does have some flaws with the screenplay. That's why I put it in my second. And yes, what? That is wrong. I'm trying to say, guys, this might be my least favorite Marvel film of this year. I was a little bit disappointed with Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I still have fun with it. Yes, I still enjoyed this movie. This movie has so many fun elements in this film, but to me, I prefer more of the first movie. At least the first movie was a lot of fun, but I still enjoyed this movie. Like, you know, it's a Marvel film. And it's an Ant-Man movie. At least there is some enjoyment. And there's actually a lot more enjoyment in this film. If you want to go in this film expecting a fun movie, you're going to get that. This movie isn't perfect. This movie definitely isn't as good as Infinity War or Black Panther. I prefer Black Panther over this movie. This movie does have some problems, but let's get to the positives. First, Paul Rudd is Ant-Man. I loved him from the first Ant-Man movie. When I found out that he is cast as Ant-Man, I was like, really? But he really surprised me. He was great in the first Ant-Man, he was great in Captain America Civil War, and he was great in this movie. I really loved him. I think to myself, no one else could play Ant-Man except for Paul Rudd. It's kind of like Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. No one can play Iron Man, or Chris Evans' Captain America. No one can play Captain America, or Chris Pratt as Star-Lord. No one can play him except him. Yep, Ant-Man, Paul Rudd, same thing. I think some people say, there's going to be other actors who could play Ant-Man, but to me, I don't see other actors, because Ant-Man is supposed to be a fun superhero, not a seriously dark superhero, and he's supposed to have a sense of humor. And you know what? Paul Rudd stole the entire movie. I really enjoyed him as Ant-Man, but I think the person that did steal this movie is Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp. I was really excited for her in this film. During the end credit scene of Ant-Man, spoilers for Ant-Man, we see Hank Pym giving his daughter the old Wasp suit. And she wore in this movie, and she kicked ass. She was great as Wasp in this movie. Also, Michael Douglas as Hank Pym is also really good. I loved him from the first movie. This movie feel more for him in the film. That I'm not going to spoil what happens, but you do feel for him this entire movie because Hank Pym, he's very likable and he's really great. The action scenes are so fantastic. They're so much fun. I went to see this movie in 3D, and oh my gosh, it was so fantastic. I haven't seen a 3D movie in a while. The way the landscapes of the shrinking scenes when they're small in 3D, it looks amazing. It looks great. Guys, I prefer you can go see this movie in 3D because you're going to have a lot of fun with it. It looks amazing in 3D. And yeah, the action scenes were really fantastic. They were really well done. And I love how Peyton Reed choreographed those action scenes. He did really well at that. Also, there's a mid-credit scene in this movie that I'm not going to give it away, but it was really well handled. And it gives us a lot of questions that you want it to be asked. But Antman and the Wasp isn't a perfect movie. I think this movie was a little bit disappointing. It's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, but at least this movie's a little bit better than that movie. I could say the flaw in this movie is Ghost, the villain. Now, I was kind of excited for this villain. I wanted to see what villain is she going to become. Is she going to become the bad guy, or is she going to become a villain with a backstory? She basically become the villain with a backstory that doesn't interest me. I really think Ghost is not a great villain. She's kind of next to Whiplash from Iron Man 2. I'm going to be completely honest. Like, I like this actress. I noticed her from Ready Player One. She plays one of the villains of Ready Player One. She was fine. This movie, I'm like, she tries way too hard. And it looks like she shouldn't. She was my least favorite part in this entire movie. Also, there are way too many villains in this movie. Not like actual bad guys like Spider-Man 3 or The Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's like there are so many like other characters in this film that you feel like they're just there for the sake of it. Walter Goggins. Yeah, Walter Goggins is in this film. Remember that guy from Tomb Raider and Sons of Anarchy? Yeah, he plays one of the bad guys in this film, and literally, I just want him to F off this whole entire movie. He has nothing. He has nothing in this film. All he just needs is something from them. That's it. He doesn't have a reason why. He's just like, I need it. I need it for something. I need it. I need it. I need it. And it's like, it's wasted. Michael Penner in this movie, he was so hilarious in the first Ant-Man movie. This movie, I don't know what happened. I was literally, there's only one scene that I laughed, but that is it. Like, he wasn't as comedic as he was in the first movie. Also, Lawrence Fishburne was very wasted in this film. Yeah, most of the sub-characters were not that good in this movie. They were all wasted. And Lawrence Fishburne, yes, I'm not going to explain his character, it's a spoiler, but he just feels very wasted. And this movie's not as funny as the first Ant-Man movie, or Captain America Civil War. Captain America Civil War has way more jokes with Ant-Man than this movie. There are some funny parts. I'm not trying to say that there's no funny parts at all. There are some funny parts with this movie, but it's not as funnier as the first Ant-Man movie. It could have been better with the jokes. Also, the very end credit scene, just don't bother sticking to that one. I'm not going to spoil it, but, you know, what's the point of not spoiling if I tell you not to do it, but I'm just warning you, stick to the mid-credit scene, not the end credit scene. The mid-credit scene gives us a lot of answers to what we are thinking. And it's really well done. Guys, overall, I still enjoyed Antman and the Wasp. I really love the action in this movie. Paul Rudd and Evangeline has a good chemistry with one another. I love Michael Douglas. There's a lot of fun moments in this film. I love the 3D. The shrinking looks amazing. But the flaw of this movie is that the screenplay of the villains, they weren't really fleshed out. There are some pretty bad sub-characters in this whole entire film. But I still had a lot of fun with Antman and the Wasp. I'm going to give Antman and the Wasp a B. So guys, let me know down below if you have seen Antman and the Wasp. Do you like the movie or hate the movie? Just let me know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and have a nice day.